You know what? I'm curious about that. I wonder, will I be able to see if I go into war enemies, sort by heavy ship, and then switch to Vern? Oh, I can! Haha! So if we take a look at everybody that... Actually, it's not Vern that we're interested in here, it's Eberthil. So Eberthil have 292 heavies. Chaos, New Lorent, Boyascavo, Bjornrik. Nah, not even contender. That's about 90, maybe 100 heavies if they brought everything together. And you're not going to do that because half of them are AIs. Okay, so we have another battle going on here. Has Lorent done anything about their morale? No, but their discipline has risen pretty dramatically. I wonder if they've changed their advisor. They have. They now have a discipline advisor. They're also doing magic. Magic is impressive. But now, mince gleeds! Swords for everyone! The nation of Denica and its partner are, after long reorganization, proud to announce the formation of the GAG, the Grand Army of Greenskins. Oh, Denica's gone orc. How would I see this? That would be in Orcish military. Shock damage plus 25%. I actually really like this. The chivalric orcs riding to battle on their gleaming war horses. Brilliant. So again, we've got Bjornrik and Lorent kind of splitting up Vern's forces, not letting them consolidate and get their superior numbers into play. Except at the moment it is very much Bjornrik and Lorent that have the superior numbers in this fight at the moment. Orc paladins. That's true, Denica was already orcish. Okay, I don't know what that announcement was about then. Orcs should be riding wargs. Nah. I buy the idea that you can have civilized orcs. I think they're actually more interesting if they're more of a nation state rather than just disparate tribes. Personally. I mean, disparate tribal orcs, for sure, there's a place for them. But I also quite like it when there's like a central orcish authority. Orcs always have a civilization. The biggest one's the boss. And there you go. I'm the biggest, so I'm the boss. Meanwhile, Denica, not currently fighting anything. Soldier Sat still going after Kryanvar. Angling for some more territory, which is actually pretty smart. So one of the evaluations that Torshin made during his overview video from last session is that Soldier Sat was kind of running out of places it could expand into because they are allied with Oslam Azdir. They've already taken these guys. I think they are, vassals. So where do they go from here? Whereas the Phoenix Empire, because right now these two are very evenly matched, whereas the Phoenix Empire could still go into Rahan and take all of this. And there is a lot of stuff out here. It's like a second Anbennar. So the fact that Phoenix Empire has gotten themselves embroiled fighting against Eberthil and Vern, while Soldier Sat is fighting against Kryanvar and basically giving them an escape and a way to expand some more, is a very smart play by Soldier Sat. Like I still would have said from like the power play, it probably would have been better for them to invade Phoenix Empire. In terms of global politics, this is the better play. And I'm happy they're doing it. Meanwhile, Lorent, Navy, still active. I'm really liking the way that Torshin's been using his fleet, actually. Death by 1,000 cuts. It's a smart play. I do kind of wonder where they go from here. I mean, military access through Anbencost to go and siege down this stuff? Probably. So they can start going after Anbencost themselves. But they're not going to be able to cross here, for instance, not with 70 Eberthil heavy ships parked in the Dame's Head approach. Imagine Napoleon the Orc. Trouble in New Lorent. A colonel in the New Lorent army has been making a name for himself as a strong proponent of armed resistance against Lorent. Golden Age of Wine. With the establishment of a strong monopoly on the production and distribution of wine, Lancori winemakers no longer have to worry about the bottom line and can more freely experiment and invest in new techniques for their craft. This has led to an increased productivity of wines and quality never seen before. A true golden age draws upon us. Price of wine goes up by 40%. That's going to be flipping amazing for Lorent, who is already making a lot of money out of production. Ships don't block sea zones if they're docked, or am I wrong? No, they don't. But it's very easy for them just to leave. It takes like 2 days. And as soon as they are in the Dame's Head approach, then nobody can cross. And I more meant that because the ships are here, they're really close to go and intercept anyone trying to cross across here. And you can't bring in like Lorent's navy through here like they've been doing before, because these guys will just intercept and destroy. You know what would actually be a really smart play by Vern? To give this island to Eberthil. Because Eberthil get the British advantage, the wooden wall, where their ships have the +1 combat off of their own coastline. And if Eberthil owned this, no fleets would ever get into the Dame's Head without their permission. Because they just leave a fleet parked here, and anybody that tries to enter the Dame's Head, they just leave it and then blow them to pieces, with the +1 bonus plus all of the other bonuses that Eberthil gets at sea. Do naval batteries actually do anything if a fleet is still within supply range of the home ports? Yes, yes they do. They will do attrition over time, so it's basically a ticking reduction to sailors and the fact you need to go and repair. Like I tried to do that against... oh, what was the big nation? Elnar. Particularly over this island. Oh, there we go. Again, Lorent. And I did do a fair amount of damage to them, and it meant that they couldn't just hang around here and blockade me. The main reason to use coastal forts is an anti-blockade mechanic. I don't think Phoenix Empire have moved very much. No. They're still here on the outskirts, although they have just defeated a Vern army sent to go and stop them. Vern's down to 337,000. They've pipped professionalism once. Like, Vern's coffers are very, very deep. Although Vern's losing a lot of money. Even with their 400 ducats a month investment. Then again, they also have 11 grand. How much money does Eberthil have? 10 grand. And still making 110, because their trade is just unassailable. And I would imagine it's... oh no, I was going to say it's the same for Anbennar, but it's really not. See, this is why Lorent and Co. really wanted to go and attack these. Oh no, they're not collecting in here. That's actually kind of irrelevant. They do a lot more damage by taking this. I was going to say as Chaos stopped their war, but no, they have not. And they are going deep into Drakesguard. It doesn't look like Drakesguard can do very much about it. There is a Vern army over here. That is a solid Chaos navy. Meanwhile, Boiscarvo, this is the interesting theatre because so many of Vern's troops are tied up over here. And Boiscarvo, Boiscarvo won a fight against one of those 100k stacks. So Boiscarvo is frankly doing an amazing job just tying up like a full quarter of Vern's army. Chaos as a player, yes. In fact, if we go to this map mode, we can see who all the players are. So we have Aretos in Drakesguard. We have Holy Victor in Chaos. We have Cheetah William in Boiscarvo. We've got Torshin in Lorent. Professional Street Mugger in Small Country, rarely in Bjornrik, Arkmill in Adenica, Oscar in Marhold, Tanya in Oslamazdir, Vikes is in Soldier-Sat, the Kaiser, though he's not Kaiser Wilhelm, it's the other dude whose name I keep on forgetting. I'm so sorry, but you have a name which is identical to one of the other players. Playing as the Phoenix Empire, we have got Sorokli in Raj, whatever they're called, Van Raha. Then we've got Atos in Ovdol Kanzad. Bjornvar is playing in Esmaria. And we have an Ancardia. Who is Ancardia? Red Centaur is an Ancardia. Have I missed anyone? Eberthil. Dominic. Dominic is an Eberthil. How can I forget about Eberthil? -3 stability of Bois Carvo. Yes, they are. I would have said that's because they were being stab-hitted. Can you stab-hit a junior member of a war? Maybe? But not at -32, you'd need to be 50 or higher. And Bois Carvo's upgrading all of their forts. That's smart. Oh, I'm so happy. One of the changes that's coming in 1.32 is the fact that AI will actually build forts again. That's been something that's bugged me for a while. I reached out to the AI guy. I was like, hey, this is a problem. And he was like, yeah, actually it is. Oh, Lorent crossed. Can't go any further because Anbennar is actually blockading now. And Vern is staying and guarding the pearls pretty aggressively, and we do still have that Eberthil navy just there. And in fact, this is a bit of a death trap for Lorent coming across, and I think that may be just what they just try to do. So they cross with one big stack. Vern comes in, fights the battle, navy leaves, and then they can't retreat. Only the defender would be able to retreat then. Does this mean the AI will actually upgrade forts too? Yep. Like, I haven't had enough of a chance to test it thoroughly, so I don't know how aggressively it will do that. But it is in the patch notes that they do. But we have a new AI programmer in, who used to work on Imperator. So Imperator's loss, unfortunately, is E4's gain. So we have a dedicated AI programmer again. Kryenvar is doing a lot of damage here. Even though it's AI with 130,000 against 50,000, it does look like Soldier-Sat's going to lose this fight very, very soon. Yep, there they go. Kryenvar takes the victory, although Kryenvar is slowly but surely being occupied. They're down to 70,000 manpower, whereas Soldier-Sat still has almost 800,000. Phoenix Empire has 650. Vern has 400. Vern has pipped another of their professionalisms, though. 350,000. Oh, yeah, Lorent's dug deep. They've gone 40 down already. However, Lorent is crossed. Eberthil has been snoozing a little bit with their naval blockade duties. Although Vern is probably just going to mass all of these troops and then just kick the living daylights out of that 100k stack. Because they can't retreat. If they're controlling the river crossing, they can't retreat. Although right now, Eberthil has only the 35 ships there. Oh, and if Lorent takes this fort, which they will, because Anbennar's army is clearly inferior. Oh no, here comes Vern. Stack wipe. If Lorent was actually able to take this, then they would be able to cross freely. Oh, just too late, Lorent. They needed to have done that a tiny bit earlier. Unfortunately, this does mean that Lorent's about to lose 100k. No, the ships have gone. Lorent, move your troops, move your troops, move your troops, move your troops, move your troops. No, Anbennar is here. There goes Lorent! I don't think it's going to be enough. What is Everthil's navy doing? Where are they? You have like 300 heavy ships. You should be able to cover every single front. You're just not doing it. Lorent won. Oh no, that's Vern. Sorry. So yes, Lorent lost 100k men there. Nice try though. I approve of the boldness of that action. Ships are just for decoration, not meant to actually use them. Let's have a look at this. Where are your ships? 100. Those are transports. Those are light ships currently sitting in port. Those are heavies sitting in the entrance to the Dame's Head. What's Lorent's naval force limit, out of interest? 158, and the majority of their ships are currently employed as transports, of which they do have 30 there. Nevertheless, just have 35 heavies there. I don't know why they're not just staying out at sea. It's not like you save money if you're in a port, because you don't. Are they out of supply range? Nope. Not even a bit. So there's no reason for them to stay in port. And it's going to allow stuff like this where Lorent's just leaving. There they go. Lorent's out. Everthil's running out of sailors. Everthil is running out of sailors. Oh, now that's interesting. How did that happen? Oh, we got a fight between Vern and Phoenix Empire going on here. Phoenix Empire caught with far too few troops, 150,000 against the almost 400,000. Although, even with just 177,000, they are still inflicting roughly equal casualties against Vern. Vern is fighting on a -1 because of the Highland, 7.4 morale versus 6.9. Phoenix Empire, because they're bloody elves, have 115% discipline, which is probably helping them here. And they are inflicting some pretty brutal casualties. Though during the nope, they are definitely doing like 2-to-1 kill deaths here. So whereas Vern may well have the numbers, they do not have the quality. And if the Phoenix Empire had more of their troops over here, they would have done a lot better there. Unfortunately, they have 150,000 men just sitting in the captured Everthil territories. And unfortunately, in multiplayer, you do kind of need to consolidate and coordinate your armies a bit more. Oh yes, I think Lorent's finally spotted that these guys can be sieged and is about to go and do a bit more damage to Anbennar, which you've got to do, because Anbennar is the only reason, well, Anbennar and Everthil are the only reasons that Vern can maintain this size army. Vern's weakness right now are his allies. Pull out the economic rug from under his feet and he cannot maintain that size of a force. Anyone from chat know about the programmer? You mean who it is? Nivon. Oh, there may be naval batteries. Not seeing any. Oh, looks like we just lost a few players. Is there a quick way of seeing? Yes, there is. Places you can build them, but none you've actually built. Okay, so one of the players is apparently switching nation. Who else would have had blockade ships? Nope, nope. Vern? Vern wouldn't have had any need for them. And they wouldn't have affected Everthil's navies either. Oh, but Anbennar does. Yeah, Anbennar actually built some. There they are, naval batteries. Why up there, though? If I was going to put them any... Oh, he has. Naval battery on Moon Isle. So anything coming through here is going to take damage. That's actually a really bloody good place to put a naval battery. I like that placement. Skull in Western Dame's Head. Hostile waters. For Vern. Oh yeah, they do. Naval battery. From that one province that they captured. So Vernon So Ruin, which is... Damn. Losing 245 sailors. Although that could be any mission. That could also be trade. Which they are doing. Nope, that's attaching. That's their combat fleet. So yeah, they're 200... Wow, okay. Naval batteries actually inflict a lot of attrition. I hadn't actually seen how effective they are before because I've never been the target of them. I've only ever built them myself. Because I surrounded Lorent's coast with naval batteries when I was fighting against Elnar. And like I said, it dissuaded Elnar from blockading me. Allowed me to keep moving stuff around. Don't think I've ever built a naval battery in E4, but I have deleted plenty though. I think there's definitely a good place for them in multiplayer. Especially if you have like a world port which you're afraid is going to get blockaded. Or if you have a straight crossing. I hadn't really considered putting them on straight crossings before, but it makes sense. Having the disembark time increase works on channel crossings too. That I don't know. Because I did have every single one of the provinces on this island with naval batteries to stop them disembarking so quickly. So I could move troops to intercept wherever they were disembarking. And I fought several really, really, really deadly battles because of that, which I won. Against far superior numbers, because frickin' Elnar. Disembark time plus 200. I don't know if that affects straight crossings or not. Let's see. That's a very interesting question. I've built them on Malta, Cyprus and the island south of Spain when I play a Mediterranean hegemony game. It makes sense. Definitely does make sense. So at the moment, the 3 wars the Vern are in, they are losing all 3. Particularly the Phoenix Empire one. Although they are starting to re-siege some of the territories over there. But Phoenix Empire is remassing their soldiers. Preparing for another strike. And Phoenix Empire is still significantly under their force limit. I don't know why they're not building up to it. They have the money for it. And it's not even through subsidies. And they have the spare manpower to do it too. Bjornrik, meanwhile, seems to have backed off. Is Bjornrik out of this war? Nope. Meanwhile, Rolsard and Lorent fighting against Vernon and Soruin. Sinking a whole bunch of ships here. And there they go. Lorent's now got 93 ships, and most of these are just through capture. Fleet morale, engagement width is a really good one. And then fleet movement speed is also a really good one. Fair enough. Meanwhile, Ismario's doing some pirating. Oh yeah, Ebethil. They did have some ships here, and now they're leaving again. They do gain almost 1,000 sailors a month, though. Ebethil can claim naval hegemony, but they haven't. Meanwhile, Vern has now maxed out the army hegemon bonuses. So, Soldier Sat still fighting against Kryenvar. And still slowly but surely moving in. Ovdor Kanzad fighting against Blackstep now. Finishing off the last of the tunnel caverns up there and securing the last of their realms. Marhold fighting against Kryenvar as well. So here we go. Adenica and Marhold striking against the Wood Elves. And I think that this is going to be a pretty significant restoration for these two. Adenica are able to maintain 250 troops, which for a country their size is very impressive. Have they taken quantity? No. That's just from their own native development. It's pretty impressive. What's the Dame's Crown? Dame's Crown is the nation... That's like the trading nation that's based here. Dame's Head is this sea. One clear lesson from one of these wars, Cav Dwarves are not as good as someone hoped. I mean, I think we kind of assumed that. Although, to be fair to Tanya, we haven't actually seen them fight in any player wars. At all. So we don't know how the cavalry dwarves fare. Because the only war that we've seen them in was the ones against the goblins, and that was before they really got going. Because their armies are pretty much exclusively cavalry, with some artillery thrown in. Then we've got Encardia fighting against Kryenvar as well. Of course, who allied to Adenica. And then Vikes and Soldier Sat, yes. Oh, big battle going on. 270,000 of Lorent's finest, with Bjornrik coming in with another 76,000. And there we go, Vern and Anbennar have been sent packing again. And this crossing has been secured once more. And they could try to press their advantage and take this. If they came in with this full force, they could probably take it. They would suffer a lot of attrition doing it, but if they force the attack on the fort, like they tried to do previously... Oh wow, you have a 30% increase in the garrison size? Interesting. So one of the interesting effects of garrison size is the bigger the garrison is, the more troops you actually need to siege it. It's not done on fort level, it's done on garrison numbers. And if you really stack up the garrison size, you can need like 40 regiments to actually siege anything. It's 40,000 soldiers to siege a single castle. All of them suffering attrition as they're doing it.